What is up, car family? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Can never remember what day it actually is. So I want to do a quick video, talk about a couple things. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my good friend Bronx Bombers Cards, formerly known as G02. Mike, what's up, man? I wanted to show you a couple cards, speak on a couple cards real quick. So last night, I showed this card, and this is a 95 Pinnacle, and you can't tell, like, especially the way I got the camera set up, you can't tell how this card pops. And this is a Pinnacle, what do they call this, a trophy collection. And I posted a picture of this card, and Dustin Bellinger commented, he's like, man, I really love those museum collection inserts or parallels. And it got me to kind of digging, because I'm like, well, these are called trophy collection. But I thought I remembered having one like this in baseball, and I do, and it just so happens to be a guy that you like, and that's Dion. And I know you can't see what it does, but it's a Deion Sanders. And so this is 95 Pinnacle, obviously baseball, and these are called museum collection. So these are the museum collection parallels, and now I've got it straight. Let's see if I can do something here. I don't know if that light will hit it now. See what they do? So now I've got it straight though. Museum collection. Appreciate it, Dustin Bellinger. And trophy collection. I think I'll definitely go after some more of both. But really the card I wanted to show G02 is he did a video the other day where he showed this slabbed in a tin. And that encouraged me to look through my binders. And I'll be damned, I found one in my binder. I don't think it's a 10, but it's not far from it. And that's that Upper Deck Dion and the Braves and the Falcons. Pretty sick card, man. He's got this slabbed in a 10. That's really cool looking. Alright, so sort of what I wanted to talk about is the way all this back and forth the past couple of days. Anytime we have this stuff, it makes me nostalgic for some reason. I start thinking about the way things were and how it was when we started, and I realized people started before me, but you know, a lot of the people that I interact with, we kind of all started about the same time. Of course, there was some old school guys that I interacted with immediately, but what's been cool is in this process, I've kind of learned some things about people I already knew, and I've met some new people. And for me, you know, I know everybody's got their thing, how they like to do YouTube. Some people are super serious, and they're into, you know, perfect descriptions, and that's cool. Some of those people I follow. Some people are very much, you can tell it's like from right here. And I don't necessarily even mean their love for cards, but just their genuineness, and I am drawn to those people. And it's interesting because through this process the past couple of days, I've found more of those people, which I'm going to get into in a second. First of all, I want to talk about people I already knew, and you know what I've learned. Ricky Russo, you are indeed the card father, and I think you are an integral to keeping this community on the same page sometimes. That's all I want to say. So I'm not going to get into a big detail about Ricky. Ricky knows I love him. You know, but I'm not getting into it with Ricky because I can go back how I felt when I first got a message from the dude. But I just want to say you are truly the card father. Dustin Abraham, Dustin and Blake. I kind of already knew this about Dustin, and I was drawn to Dustin since the day that I met him. Someone suggested Dustin and I meet, and I don't know how that person knew. And if I think about it hard enough, I can probably think of who it was that suggested, we sub to each other and meet each other. But we think a lot alike, and we kind of been learning this about each other, not with everything, but we have a lot of the same interests, and we come to a lot of the same conclusions very often. But man, Dustin, dude, you are very well spoken. I think you are very level-headed, and you are able to articulate yourself just on a higher level. And I don't know if I'm getting across what I want to say, but you're a natural born leader, man. You're a natural born leader. Dustin Bellinger. First of all, Dustin puts together all these PSA submissions for us and puts a lot of work into that. And I've worked with him doing that at least once now, maybe twice. But I also wanted to say about Dustin Bellinger that I think you are a pillar of this community just in your logic. I think you're one of those guys to me that sometimes you don't say a lot, but what you say is very important. And I think people would do themselves a service to listen and read at times. And the last person that I already know that I want to talk about, and this, I just watched his video. Nobody told me to watch it. Nobody said, hey man, go watch his video. He nominated you. It was none of that. I'd seen it earlier, and something telling me to watch your video. And something's been telling me to watch your videos for a long time. And that's why I want to message you, and we'll talk about this offline. But Jimmy Guns, another one of them guys that it's right here, man. It's on his sleeve. Like, you can see his heart on his sleeve. Like, it's beaten right there on his sleeve. And he nominated me for the Hall of Fame, and it's I appreciate you nominating me, but it's whatever. It's not like any of us are looking for nominations or anything. But Jimmy and I, we don't really know each other. We don't really interact. I've caught some of your videos. I've been to some of your auctions. Maybe sometimes I'm just in the room. He's probably, I don't know if he's watched mine. He's probably been in my auctions a couple times. But we don't talk a lot. We're not buddy-buddy. We don't interact. But, he's like, hey, Big D, said a few things about me. And you really got me thinking, dude. Like, because I knew about you. You knew about me. And, yeah, like, huh. And it's like once I watch you really speak, and like once I really take the time, I'm hearing you talk about Card Dreamer and the way, your thoughts about Card Dreamer. And I think you mentioned Carter's Kids on there too. And I'm like, we're very similar. So I think that's something good to have come from this process, is that, like, man, I've been neglecting this person. I haven't really paid a lot of attention to their channel. I know we all don't have a lot of time, but I just want to say, like, my bad. Like, and it's not because you nominated me. It's just, it's like a light came on in my head when I was looking at that. And I had one other person that I already knew, but I only met him very recently, and it's Carter's Kids. And he's gone live a couple times, done a couple videos during this. And I tell you what, man, what I find interesting and respect about you is you know, you are very unique in the way you articulate things. And I think that's great, but I love that you aren't going to walk any line but the line by which your integrity tells you to walk. And that's very clear with the way you, what you've said, the way you phrase it, and then your actions. And, you know, it may not be the most popular way to do it or way to go about it, but you own it. And there's something to be said for, you know, owning what you believe, owning what you feel, and owning what you stand for. So I just wanted to give you props, man. All of those guys that I just mentioned, I don't know, I just learned something about y'all throughout this process. Maybe this is a silly video, I don't know. And I have met at least 2 tubers that I can immediately tell, like from watching them, I'm like, give me more, give me more, give me more. Cards of Giants. And I have seen you, Greg, in the YouTube group. I just didn't put Greg with Cards of Giants. But I can tell, like, I want to watch more. And, you know, I can tell you're genuine and from the heart. Secondly, and I don't know, with both of these guys, I don't know how do you miss some of these people that, I don't know, I'm usually good at finding people I'm on this wavelength with. I'm not smoking weed or anything. I'm not on drugs. I'm not doing anything. I just had some beefaroni. This is completely sober. Zombie Collector. Man, I watched like 20-25 minutes of your live, and again, owning it from the heart, wearing it on your sleeve, keeping it real. That's what I'm drawn to. And this is about cards. You know, it is about cards, but, you know, it's about us as people, and, you know, what motivates us, and what we enjoy, and what draws us in. And it's different for every person. And for me, that's what it is. It's that connection. There's a literal connection. Antonio Collazo, Mad and Crazy, Jack Frost, all of these guys, that there's just a connection. The cards were Pepino Man. The cards were the tool that brought us together. But if there's no connection, like, you know, if there's no connection, you know, cards are great, but I don't know if cards are really strong enough to keep us together, man. So that's what I got. Probably pretty poorly thought out, but I don't know. I just want to say what's on my mind these days, and just talk. And maybe I should go live and do this stuff, but I'm afraid if I go live, like, you'll really get me going, and we'll get into some big controversial discussion. JMVP, if you're watching, man, respect to you, dude. We'll hook up, we'll chat sometime. I just think, relax, like everybody said. All right, I'm done. Y'all keep it real. I'm out.